This right here is a Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has astounded people for the past 25 years due to its 43 quintillion combinations. Even with this large mathematical number, it is very simple to solve with a few set of repeatable moves which are called algorithms. According to Webster's Dictionary, an algorithm is a set of finite numbers used to find the greatest common divisor. I have been fascinated with Rubik's Cubes for the past 5 years due to its actual simplicity and easeability to solve. I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube from tutorials on YouTube and the official Rubik's Cube website. I will show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube with these simple steps. So first, I will show you the correct terminology of the turns. This is a right turn, this is a left turn, this is a right inverted, this is a left inverted, this is a U, this is a U inverted, this is an F, and this is an F inverted. The first step to solving a Rubik's Cube is to solve for the white cross. But what you want to make sure when solving the white cross is that you have the edges oriented correctly so that white is with white and red is with red. The next step is to solve the first layer corners. With this, you also want to make sure that the corners are in the correct spot and oriented correctly, such as the orange is with the orange, the blue is with the blue, and the white is with the white. The next step is to solve the second layer edges. With these, you also want to make sure they're in the correct spot and oriented correctly so that orange is with orange and blue is with blue. The next step is to solve for the yellow cross, but when solving for this cross, it does not matter where the edges are because in the next few steps, the edges will put themselves in the correct spot. The next step is to make sure that is to put one corner in the correct spot, and that will actually put the edges in the correct spot. The second to last step is to put the rest of the corners in their correct spot, but they do not have to be oriented correctly. And the very last step is to orient the corners and put them in the correct spot. I will show you those steps on this cube. I have already done the white cross, but the next step you want to do is to put the corners in their correct spot. Once you have that, you put the edges in the correct spot, but you also want to make sure you're careful of putting them correctly with the orange and with the blue. Such as right here, I'll have to put this one here because it's blue and red. The next step is to solve for the yellow cross, but it doesn't matter where the edges are as long as you have the yellow cross on top. Here, I will have to try to put one corner in the correct spot, which will also solve the edge problem here. Now that I have the edges correctly, that also put the corners in correctly. So now all I need to do is orient the corners in their correct spot and the cube will be solved. And now that it's solved, what I've learned is that over time with practice you can come faster, and eventually you can learn different techniques to learn it faster, and eventually you can do higher layers such as a 4x4 and a 5x5. Thank you for your time.
Awesome, man. I wish I could do that. You're a whiz. Good luck.
Thank you.
Is it for school or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.